Hi, good morning. Actually, that was my next question. Do you think this lockdown consumption pattern is something that's just a temporary phenomenon? Because at some point, businesses are going to open up, dine-in restaurants are going to open up. Do you think that this 20% volume growth that you managed to do this quarter is something that may not be sustainable over the next few quarters?
I would not disagree with you. I don't think that a 22% volume growth is going to sustain forever. So it will, slowly peter off. But how long can this go is the question that one has to answer, which is impossible to answer at this point in time. So it's best to just put your shoulder to the wheel and just try and do the best while the circumstances, exist.
Got that. So you're saying this 20% growth rate, of course, may not sustain. I want to also ask you about the rural, consumption pattern, because we've seen this whole exodus of migrant workers to the rural front, but that too will change over time as they come back to work. How do you think, how has it panned out so far, and how do you see the way forward?
So first of all, I think rural has been somehow isolated from this whole pandemic. And the infections also have been more urban than rural. So we've definitely seen a better growth in rural areas, and we are hoping that that continues. And you've got to remember that, when there is such widespread disruption, it does lead to some old assumptions being smashed and new being challenged. So this is one of those, right? We'd never thought that, rural, which has got a lower income than urban centers would have a better growth. But that's what's happening at this point in time. And our inroads into rural, the last 8 years of hard work that the team has done in terms of taking our products to rural, getting better penetration, I think that's paying off, because our direct distribution into rural areas is giving us the advantage, and we are seeing a big bump in rural. I do think it's going to continue, because if you look at the monsoons this year, the monsoons are looking pretty good, right? We've had pretty equitable monsoons across the country, and the forecast is that we're going to have a good monsoon. Agriculture is looking reasonably good. So I do think that the rural, bump is going to continue. And long overdue, frankly. For the last 2-3 years, seeing a fairly suppressed rural economy.
Yeah. Okay, the market's celebrating with each passing moment 11,000 plus and counting. And likewise for the Nifty Bank, it's blowout trading, 2% higher on the Nifty Bank. 22,500 is here. Okay, sorry for that digression, Varun. But others who have taken advantage of this, like Nestle, have launched ready-to-eat upmas and pohas. Are you thinking of now, more people wanting to snack and therefore increasing your repertoire?
No, for sure. See, there are the trends that are changing. One of the other trends that's changing is hygiene, safety, and health, right? People are getting a lot more used to that. So me, myself, right, while I've been in lockdown for 3 months, 4 months now, I've lost some 8 kilos, right? So everyone's thinking of health, because that's the only way that you can fight, pandemics like this. So what we've done is that R&D is working overtime on creating products which are, creating some kind of immunity. And we obviously don't want to do anything which is just face value. We are looking at it very deeply, and we are creating a pipeline of products for that. And that's what we would like to do in the future as we move forward, because we certainly see
sometime
these
soon,
trends
Varun?
to be...
New products sometime soon?
At this point in time, I don't think we are ready from a capacity standpoint.
Okay.
So it will take a little bit of time. But yes, in the next 6 months or so, there will be a slew of new products coming out of Britannia.
Okay. My God, I have too many demand and supply questions for you. What is the texture of the demand? Is it more value add, more expensive products, or is the bulk of the demand the other way, consumer down trading?
So I don't know about the market. Nielsen is, their fieldwork's not happening. But as far as our products are concerned, we are selling more of our premium products. In conditions like this, what I've seen even in the past, that it does lead to some kind of down trading as well. And what I hear of worthy competitors, I think for them, it's the bottom of the pyramid which is selling. But as far as we are concerned, it's the premium products, because that's how we prioritized our products when this entire situation came to life, and that somehow seems to be working for us.
Okay, personally, I know that I've never eaten as many biscuits in my life as I've eaten during this lockdown. So I'm sure a lot of people are doing the same. But Varun, I want to ask you about the recalibration of the strategy on the cost end, because I'm sure a lot of companies like yourselves have rethought costs. What are the cost-cutting initiatives that you plan to take henceforth, and how will it sort of aid your profitability?
So you're absolutely right. So what this period has shown us, that there are umpteen opportunities of value engineering and cost efficiency, right? And those have come to the fore because obviously at one end there were costs which were going up during that time. So costs were going up because there was a need for safety, sanitation, hygiene in all our plants. Transportation of workers, we had to get them, in the bus, but less number of people so that there was social distancing. So, their costs were going up. Even road transportation for our products to get to their destination was not available. So we were paying higher prices for that. So there were lots of workers were not coming. Some people who were coming, we had to pay them, extra wages, etc. So there were lots of costs which were going up. But we realized that there were so many cost opportunities, and we outlined those, and we saw those come our way. Now, some of them are temporary, I would say, right? Because we optimized on, let's say, on our advertising spends, which is temporary, right? We can't do it forever. We can't advertise because there's no product, there's not enough product for the market. So we optimize that, but that's going to go back to whatever we were at earlier. But there were so many other opportunities, right, which came to the fore. And these are these umpteen opportunities we are going to embrace. We are going to make sure that we take these forward. So, for example, I'll give you a few examples. We were directly dispatching product from our factory. So usually what we do is we dispatch product from our factory to our depots, and from our depots to our distributors. But during this time, we were directly dispatching product from our factories to our distributors, right? That was giving us a big advantage from a replenishment cost standpoint. The distance that we were traveling, our products were traveling, was 375 kilometers before the pandemic hit the market. And during this period, it came down to 320 kilometers. Okay. That's a big, cost saving. So those were the kind of things that, we've identified. There are at least 1.5 dozen opportunities that we've identified. And we are all of us, the entire team is working on those to make sure that we make them into projects, we take them forward, and we try and see what we can bring to the pocket. Right? Okay. So that's what we are doing currently from a cost-saving initiative.
Okay, just to complete that cost argument, 21% margins maintainable because the CPI numbers show us higher food inflation.
The food inflation is not higher. It's actually, if you look at the commodities that we use for our products, it's about 3%. Inflation is 3%. Now, food inflation could be higher because of other products that we don't use. But I don't think that's an issue, and I don't think it's going to be an issue this year because, the output is pretty good on all of those products, and the monsoons are great. Monsoons are great. But about the 21%, is it maintainable? I don't think so. I don't think that is, a number which is maintainable forever. But yes, whatever are the opportunities, we bring them to the table.
Okay. Well, I'm sure this shadow has gone, but nevertheless, once in a way, there is a news report